Me up, Scotty.
Me and her together, we just count it up. Money on my mind, I can't get enough. Don't play with my money, you don't want no beef. Cause I come from the bottom, I come from the street. When she first saw me, she said, who is that? When a man saw me, he called me a threat.
$1 million an hour. No, it's crazy, right? There's money everywhere. There's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino is the name. Hey, yo, what's going on right now? You're watching Casino is the Name. And in this video, I wanted to talk to you guys about money and success. So I was having a conversation with one of my friends, and it made me think about it, a lot of the things that I did to get to this point. And it made me think about all the conversations that I have been having with young people, you know, that I speak to, 22, 21, 25, even some 35, 36, 40-year-olds that I speak to about how to become successful. A lot of people reach out to me, people I know, family members, friends, whatever, saying that, hey, they've seen me grow, they've seen me come from what I came from, and that it's motivating. But a lot of people still don't fully see what it took for me to really get here, right? A lot of stuff about me is not fully known. A lot of the things that I've been through are not fully known. And, you know, it's easy to like see what something is today and think that you know what it took or what it may appear to be that their life is or was or how they came to be, right? But in reality, we don't know each other. You know, most of us don't know each other for real. Like even some of your closest friends weren't with you when you did everything, right? So they don't know the inner workings of what's going on in your mind and in your heart or whatever like that. Even your mom, your dad, they may not know. They don't know what you went through or how your brain processed a situation that was maybe nothing to them or big to them and nothing to you. So when I come across people and they ask me how to become successful, right? They ask me how I got here, and they say, is it possible for you to give me a guaranteed plan of success, right? And I give them, well, this is what I did, right? This I know guarantees success. This. They look at me and they tell me they don't want to do all that. That's going to take too long. I need something right now. They need something right now. I'm not going to get something right now. As a matter of fact, I didn't get anything immediate, right? I put in time, I put in energy, I put in effort, and it took me some time to get to this point, right? $300,000 cash right now would not put you in this seat that I'm sitting in. It would not put you where I am in my life if you are starting with nothing. And I gave you $300,000. It would not still lay the groundwork that it took for me to get here. As far as if you don't have a degree, you haven't gone to school, you don't have a business, you don't have any of those things, I gave you $300,000. Maybe you're able to invest in something. Maybe you're able to do something with it. But that alone, the money alone, would not guarantee that you would never have to work again. The money alone wouldn't guarantee that you're not going to run out of money. The money alone will not guarantee any form of success without you changing your mindset or programming your mind to see the world differently. Unless you already are there, it would not guarantee you success. Money alone won't do it. It won't do it. There's an entire mindset shift. There's an entire education cycle that you have to go through. I'm not saying you got to go to college. I'm saying you have to learn some things that are different if you're coming from a place where you're not successful, and the people around you are not successful, and you're raised by people who are not successful, when you based off of what you truly consider success, if everything around you is unsuccessful and you're trying to break the mold, you'll have to be challenged. You got to be challenged. It is impossible for you, what they say, if it won't challenge you, it won't change you. If life is easy for you, it won't force you to get up and go do something. It won't. That's why rich kids tend to be some of the laziest people. You know, rich guy who spoils his kid never understands the value of money. Don't understand the value of hard work. Some of them still come out okay, but if you notice, a vast majority of them, they don't do so well. They don't do so well. But that's because the road has been easy and it hasn't challenged them. And they find the challenge in the fact that they haven't been challenged. They blame them being lazy on parents who spoiled them. They're the reason why it wasn't successful. They did this to me because they ruined me. They blame the easy road. So don't give them the easy road. I definitely don't plan to give them, to a certain degree. If you have fortunate children, they're going to be fortunate. But give them something so that they understand what a fight is, what a struggle is. Give them something, okay? But these 21-year-olds want my life tomorrow. They want to own Porsches and Mercedes and live in big houses and travel to foreign destinations. They want to do all of that tomorrow when they're sleeping on somebody's couch right now. And if you tell them, well, it's going to take you about 2 years to get to a certain point, then it's going to take you another several years to get to another point. They look at that as the long road when they don't realize that it's actually the shortest route that's probably going to work for them. Because more than likely, they're going to say, I've had somebody tell me 2 years is too long to wait. And they've told me that for 10 years. For 10 years straight, I've had the same conversation about what it would take to get to a certain point. For 10 years, I've had the same conversation with a particular relative about the same thing, and they keep telling me the same thing, that 2 years is too long. 4 years is too long. And I tell them, and I was telling them this probably when they was like 25, something like that. They're like 35 now. And they finally like, yo, maybe I do need to, actually just go ahead and go down there and do it, right? But it's taking them 10 years and they're still in the same position or worse, right? This happens if you don't push forward. That's what happens. And it's not my fault. And it's not necessarily their fault, because this is apparently a systemic issue. This is a mentality that people tend to have. They see what I have, what other people have, and they want it tomorrow. And I want it tomorrow as well. I'm not saying I don't want it tomorrow. I'm not saying that it's something wrong with wanting success immediately. That's not the problem. You can want success immediately. I understand. I want success immediately too. The problem isn't the desire to want success. The problem comes in at the lack of motivation or the lack of action when you need to do something. When you say, okay, well, what's the best way for me to get here? And somebody shows you the way. And you say, I don't want to do that. That's too much work to get there, right? I'm not knocking anybody saying this, somebody saying, well, that's too much work. Like if you decide you don't want to go be a medical doctor because you don't want to go to school for 12 years or something like that. Okay, I get it. But maybe you didn't really want to be a medical doctor. But if I wanted to be a medical doctor and you said the path to being a medical doctor is 12 years, maybe I'm looking at that 12 years and I say, well, it doesn't matter. I want to be a doctor. That's my passion. That's what I desire to do. Once you get to becoming once you become a doctor, the income, so long as you choose the right field, will pay for those 12 years. That's not the problem. People are just lazy and don't want to do the work that it takes to become a doctor. I don't want to be a doctor. That's why I can speak like this. But if I did want to be a doctor, there's nothing that could stop me from becoming a doctor. I'm fully confident in that because I am willing to do the work. I will outwork you. I told some of my inner circle, was talking about, what it'll take to get, to a certain point. And I said, well, it's just a mind shift. It's just a mindset shift. You just got to change your mindset. I told them, because they look at me as, the one that's kind of further away from the quote unquote struggle at this point out of my inner circle. But I told them, don't get this confused. Don't get these house slippers and this robe from Caesar's palace confused. Don't get none of this. Don't get this Gucci bag confused. I will outwork everybody in this room. If I lost everything tomorrow, I will outwork everybody probably just about everybody I know. I'll outwork everybody. I have no problem with putting the work in because I know that putting the work in is going to get me to the other side of where I really want to be. People worried about following their passion. I do not believe in following your passion. I don't know what these people are telling people. Follow your passion, follow your passion. I do understand. If you have a passion and your passion pays you, great, go with it. But if your passion doesn't pay you, because a passion is something you'll do regardless of whether or not you get paid or not. I got people who've been doing music for 20 years. They haven't made a dime. And they have to go and they like, I got to go in that studio for therapy. And they go make music for them. They're not even putting it out. They just like doing music. That's fun for them. But they work at an office building. They work in a hospital. They work, in a warehouse. That's what pays the bills. Let's get focused. We need to get these bills paid. We got children who need clothes and shoes, and they need birthday parties, and they need this, and they need that. They do not have time for you to be trying to enjoy your job. You ain't got time for that. That's not why you go to work. You don't go to work to have fun. You go to work to get money. If you're serious about getting some money, it's not that difficult. It is not difficult to guarantee success. You know how to guarantee success? Oh, what's good? Norman Fitzgerald, what's poppin'? I'm 100% PNT veteran and currently a federal employee with the USDA. What do you recommend investing in for retirement? That's an interesting question. What do I recommend? Well, I mean, as far as if you're just talking about real estate, like if you were talking about retirement, I'd say probably real estate. If you're talking about maybe stocks and stuff like that, I'd probably just go with an index fund for a 30-year hold, buy and hold for 30 years. I'd probably do something like that. It's actually pretty much what I do now. I'm just kind of, with my 401k plan, I take that and I invest that in a 401k plan. But you could also do self-directed IRAs and things like that. That's a whole nother story. But I would want you to kind of know more about investing if you're going to do something like that. But yeah, so I like real estate for the long-term hold. You know what I mean? But also I still like index funds as well. Right now, stock market is terrible, but if you do real estate, 4-unit, I mean, you can do like, I don't know how much money you have saved up, but if you say wanted to get into like multifamily with your VA loan, because you're a veteran, you could buy up to a 4-unit with your VA loan, and you can rent out those different units and pay that off over 30 years or however many years that you decide to hold that property. But I'll probably do something like real estate, buy, hold, rent it out. You're probably going to get a higher rate of return than you probably would with stocks or something. Especially right now, stocks is terrible, but rent is high. And if you have real estate right now, you're probably doing pretty decent as long as everything's good with the spot. But I like real estate, and I still like index funds and things like that. So, index funds are undefeated. Buy and hold. Right now, my index fund is terrible. It's tanked. Okay, it is terrible. But I'm investing in the S&P 500. I don't know if you know what that is, but look it up. The S&P 500. Find your index fund that you can invest that invest in the S&P 500. At least that's what I do, and I do that because I kind of take the Warren Buffett approach to investing in like stocks and stuff like that. I like S&P 500 because those companies are large. So I'm investing in big businesses, not small businesses, just because of infrastructure and sheer volume. It's a lot harder for a large company to fail than a small company. They can all fail though. Believe it, they can all fail. But when I'm investing in Walmart is a lot different. It has a lot of different stores and a lot of different people, a lot of different smart people. They have a lot of brand awareness. They have a lot of goodwill in the communities. And so I'm investing in companies like Walmart, who, unlike a small mom and pop store that maybe have 1 or 2 stores, and if something bad happens, has no cash reserves and not that much time to rebound from any kind of issues or whatever. So that's kind of what I'm doing. Anyway, all right. So when it comes to success, right? Because it's, my bad, kind of went off on that. But when it comes to success, yo, what's good? Hold on. Tone all day, what's popping, bro? Southern Comfort, I see you. What's good, bro? Southern Comfort, okay. And Jabron Fuller, what's popping? Yeah, we in here. But so I was just thinking, right? Like, we need to reset the mindset. Like, if let's say you black, right? If you black, you descended more than likely. You're Black American. Not everybody did, but most of us, or a lot of us, descended from slaves. They got nothing. It's some of us want instant success. We don't want to do anything. We want to be able to do what we want to do and enjoy our life, and we want to get paid for it. We want to get paid well, right? We want to get paid. We want to make $200,000 a year so we can afford all of the things that we want in life, and we only want to work 7 hours a week, and we want to do something easy to do it. I'm not saying it's not possible, because it's possible, but it's highly unlikely. Let's just say that it's highly unlikely that with no education, you're going to be able to do that. Now, is it possible? It's possible. Especially if maybe you know how to build a business or something like that, like you know how to work in a specific niche. Maybe it's possible. Maybe you can employ other people to work for you, something like that. But it's just not likely when you're sleeping at your grandma's house on your grandma's couch and you have no education, you barely got out of high school, you got 2 or 3 kids, you are constantly asking your family members for a couple dollars, and you don't know anybody else who's really successful, and your grandma is about to get evicted with you because she's also renting. These are real situations that people are in. And it's difficult. I understand it's difficult to see what the light is at the end of the tunnel. And when you hear about people complaining about this and that, or whatever it is, and you're hearing their issues, and you got 5 or 6 people in your similar situation and all of that. Yes, I understand it's easy to be discouraged. That's why I'm doing this video. That's why I'm doing this video. You have no idea what I went through, but I was never in like the full denial of who I was. We have to take accountability. We got to take accountability. It's not a lot of us taking accountability. You need to know that you're the one not performing to a certain level. You need to understand and respect the fact that you need to change. But if you don't, nothing changes. You won't change. You won't try. It takes time. Yes, it does. Who's that? Sequoia Blue? Yeah, it takes time. It takes time to get here. I did 14 years in the Air Force. 14. I'm still technically in the Air Force. I'm just inactive or the reserve. But I did 14 before I went inactive. Took 4 years. I low crawled on my hands and knees across football fields. I got hit in the head with a missile at Spain Dahlem Air Force Base. Head was bust, split, blood everywhere. Like I went through things to get here. I have insomnia, PTSD. I have a lot of stuff going on. So all they see is the houses. Oh, you got houses. Oh, you got cars. Yeah, but what about that? And I will still outwork you. I will still outwork you today, right now. Now, if I don't have to get out there, I won't. Just if I don't have to get out there, I won't. But if I had to get out there, it's no way you would outwork me. It's not possible. It's just not. You're not even willing to do what I'm willing to do. When people criticize the military and they're like, oh, no, I wouldn't do nothing like that. Like, I can't do nothing with nobody telling me what I can and can't do. Yes, you can. If you had to. If you had to survive, you would. And if you mentally think you can't, then you've already lost. You've already lost. I'm not even thinking the way you're thinking. I'm just thinking, let's get this money up, man. What y'all got to do over there? Let's do it. All right. What y'all got to yell at me? All right, go ahead. I got to get this money. As long as it's not like something like morally incorrupt, I'm cool. Man, y'all ain't doing nothing but talking. I can't go back where I came from, though. I was in basic training and I was in the military and couldn't go back home. And I saw people who could go back home, had 2-parent households and had, a decent life and decided they wanted to go into the military. Those were the people who got sent home because they could go home. But for us who ain't had no choice, like, I ain't got nowhere else to go. This got to work. It's got to work. But yeah, it takes time, man. You can't just expect Rome to be built in a day. That's the whole reason for that statement. I talk to these 22, 25-year-olds, and 2 years take too long. 10 years later, you still saying 2 years is too long, right? And we can see success all around us. We see success all around us, right? We see who's successful and who's not. We got family members, we got friends. We see it. Everybody see it, right? So we keep seeing success, but we don't want that success. We want a different kind of success. You see the guy who works, man, look, let me tell you a crazy situation. When I was younger, there was a time where me and my friends were trying to go to like this little club or whatever. Trying to go to this little club, and it was a $3 club. It's called Mount Zion in Tallahassee. And Mount Zion, it was like a lot of us. Like, I had just came in from Germany, and when I was in line, somebody said, yo, can I borrow $3? I ain't got no money on me right now. And so somebody else said, well, the whole line of people, like, 'cause I'm like towards the back of the line, So everybody like, oh shoot, I ain't got nothing but my $3. Now I had a couple dollars on me, maybe $30, $40 or whatever. I had been working in the military. I had flew in to, kick it. But everybody was like, no, I ain't got nothing but like the $3. And so we go down the line and everybody, I ain't got nothing but the $3. I ain't got nothing but, I just got enough to get in. Not enough, $3. It's a $3 code. We grown. We not high school, right? We grown. And so after that moment, I was like, I can't believe this. We got to do better as a unit, okay? These my niggas, So we got to do better as a unit. And so we got to do something else. So what I ended up doing, we did what we was going to do that night, whatever. That $3, that ain't no money. But, we do what we're going to do. And I go to Winn-Dixie the next day. When I got to Winn-Dixie, it was a guy at Winn-Dixie who, in high school, when we was all in high school and we was trapping and we was living a little fast life, we doing our little thing, before any of the bad stuff started really happening, there was a guy who used to go to school with us. I didn't ever know his name, but he used to know me, like, what up, dude, So he's always speak to me. I never really used to know his name, but, I knew he went to school with us and stuff like that, but he was working in there. He was stocking shells and stuff like that. So I remember being with some of my people one time, and they was like, yo, ain't he in high school with you? I was like, yeah. And it was like, yo, why he doing this, bro? Like, that's lame, bro. Like, why he working here, bro? We can be trapping and doing this, right? So now I'm leaving Mount Zion, go to Winn-Dixie the next day, and he's there, the guy, right? The guy. But now I see him, and this is like 3 years later. I see him, he pull up, and he got like the gold rims on this little Mustang and stuff like that. He jump out, he like, yo, what's up? What's up, bro? And I'm like, damn, that's crazy. I see you. I like your car. He like, yeah, bro, I'm up now, bro. I'm managing this spot now. So he's the manager now, right? He's like, I don't know if he's the store manager, but he was one of the upper managers there or whatever. He was like, yo, I'm good now. Like, I'm up. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just been working here. And I got seniority. I'm a manager. Like, I'm telling people what to do now. Like, I don't even dress like I was dressing as a stalker no more. Like, look at me. Like, he said, I'm going to take you out tonight. We're going to go to the moon. We're going to pop some bottles. And I was like, what? And that was the first time that I saw what staying down meant. Stay down till you come up. That was the first time. That was the very first time that I said, dang, I didn't see this. He was the tortoise that won the race. He was moving slower than us, but he went further than us. I'm pretty sure he had more money than me at that point, because I wasn't getting a lot of money in the middle, like in the beginning part, that comes over time, but I wasn't getting a lot of money, right? But, he was up. And it was like, whoa, this is crazy. This is crazy. So that was my first example of, it may not look cool right now. It may not be fun. It may not be popular. But if you have a plan, and that's what he set out to do. He was like, yo, I'm going to be a store manager. I'm going to own some of these. I'm going to get, I'm trying to get into franchise, or I'm going to go to corporate. He was saying that stuff before, but it's like, we like, what is that though? And so that was my first example. So after that, my brain probably at that moment started to shift and started to turn different. So now I get it, But yeah, like, stay down, like, do your homework. Do your homework. All my friends who was going out when I was in there typing essays and all the other kind of stuff, while they going out, and they like, yo, you coming? Like, man, I got to turn this assignment in, let's do it midnight, this and that. They like, oh, man, I don't know how you do it. When I graduated, my life went up. I got the career, got the houses, got the cars, got the lifestyle. I can go where I want to, do what I want to do. When I did that, they was older than me trying to get enrolled in school. I was 31 when I went back. They went and got enrolled in school to try and finish their stuff, to try and get some kind of credentials themselves after they saw my life. They like, yo, I was tripping. I should have been doing it when you was doing it. But instead, I was hanging out. Now they came party with me. Now they can't do what I can do. They can't ride how I ride. They can't enjoy life the way I can enjoy life. And it only takes a little bit of your life. If you think you're going to live 80, 90 years, what's 2 years? What's 4 years to set up the rest of your life? You're going to be saying it ain't enough. It's too long for 10 years. You're going to be saying 2 years, 4 years is too long for 20 years. For 20 years, you're going to be saying that. That's too long. I can't do that. That's just too much time. That's just too much time. Anyway, I really had just wanted to come on here. My bad for going on this little conversation. By the way, where's everybody calling in or checking in from? Where everybody from? Where y'all watching from? By the way, if y'all have any cousins, relatives, things like that who might need to get some added fire behind them, send them this video. Send them this video. Hold on. By the way, and could you smash the like button for me, please? Please hit that like button. Please hit that like button. Trying to get the YouTube algorithm to recognize this video like that, like exposed to. But yeah, like any kind of little added motivation people need, I understand. Especially coming from like a place where you ain't really seeing a lot of motivation, you don't know a lot of success. I'm an accountant. I didn't know no accountants. I didn't know none. I didn't know none to get any kind of, I didn't see accountants as a child. I saw tax preparers when I was with my mom, and my mom became a tax preparer. But that's not an accountant. I didn't know anything about international accounting. I didn't know anything about fund control points and audit reports. I didn't know what any of that was. How am I supposed to want to be that? How am I supposed to want to be that? My first work-study job at the VA in Wichita, Kansas, my first work-study job, the CFO of the VA, her husband were both accountants. Both of her parents were both accountants. Both of her husband's parents were both accountants. Both of her parents, both of her grandparents were accountants. One of her grandparents was an accountant, and three of her grandparents were accountants, and one of her grandparents didn't work. One of the women didn't work. One of her grandmas didn't work. Her husband, three of his grandparents were accountants, and one of them was a farmer. So it's like if you're coming from that, right? It was a no-brainer for them to go into accounting because that's what everybody does in this family. They understand it. If your mom is a doctor, your dad is a doctor, all your grandparents are doctors, your brother's a doctor, you're more than likely to become a doctor. You're a failure if you become a nurse. Like in that you know what I'm saying? Like just because that's what you're around. Every now and then somebody says, you know what? I don't want to do what everybody in the family does. That's the family stuff. Let me go over here and be a plumber. Let me go be an electrician. And that's all fine. But more than likely, I've seen people do this. Daddy a nurse, mama a nurse. Don't want to be a nurse. So they go try to do something else. And they end up coming back and being a nurse. Because that was like, all right, well, you know what? This other stuff ain't working. Let me go be a nurse. Because I know that works. I saw my parents make money doing this. I know this works. They have those conversations. Look, the conversation is at the table with you. By the way, could you please smash the like button real quick for me? I appreciate it. But you have that conversation while you're at the table. You're talking to doctors. You're talking to nurses. You're understanding. They're telling you, oh, this is what you're going to need to study. This is what you're going to need to do. My son wants to be an accountant. Why? Because I can show him you can live like this. This is how much accountants can make. I'm showing you salaries. We're having full open discussions. I'm showing him incomes. I'm showing him pay charts. I'm showing him different types of accounting. He gets it. Now, if I was a doctor, he would probably want to be a doctor. So I understand when you're around nothing and you're coming from nothing, it's easy to be nothing and feel justified because everything that you know is nothing. I understand. But you got to change that mindset, and nobody can do that for you. I mean, maybe people can motivate you, but you have to accept it. My mom, we were on assistance. She had broke her arm. We had to use I'm pretty sure it was food stamps and all kind of stuff like that. We was on assistance for a little while, but she came out of that. You know, when I hear people talk about Section 8, as if Section 8 is against them. Oh, Section 8 won't. This lady told me that Section 8 is trying to break up families because it won't let the baby daddy live at the house with the mama. What? It's not for him. It's for the kids. It's for the kid. If he is trying to be in that household, by the way, y'all hit that like button for me real quick. That's enough for us on here. Trying to get these likes up. But, let's get these likes up. Okay. Driving through Tennessee, DL, what's poppin', bro? All right. Houston, Texas. How you say that? I know the last name Irvin. I don't want to mess the name up. Houston, Texas, 25 years, young, black, young king. Thank you for this. Henderson, North Carolina. Hey, bro, you ready? You welcome, bro. And I can tell right now, you calling yourself a king. You ready for this? You ready? You a king, for real. You a king, for real. Don't let people push off their perspectives and don't listen to that. Because somebody could say something negative. You could be a very motivated person. Man, look, they ain't never gonna let us have nothing. They ain't never gonna, you don't know nobody who got nothing. Don't listen to that. You probably didn't even notice that you was around people who ain't have nothing. It took me leaving to look back and say, damn, that's what I was in. That's where I was at. I didn't even realize how bad I was. Because everybody bad. But I still wanted more. I wanted more. I didn't know how to get it. I had to hustle it. It was trying to get there. But I wanted more. And when I hear these people talk about Section 8 and how they try to separate families and stuff like that, let's say the lady was saying Section 8 for this one particular lady is about $50,000 a year. And if she make more money, they take part of that away. And so she's left with the dilemma of, well, if this guy make $30,000 a year and he move in, Section 8 is going to take me off of Section 8. But Section 8 is worth $50,000. So it's not allowing us to be together. No, y'all can be together. He got to have his own spot, though. Now, or he needs to make enough money, make the other $20,000 difference so that it's justified. But you're right. If you're on Section 8 and you're making $50,000 and the job that you can get is going to pay $40,000 and it's not going to allow you and it's going to kick you off of Section 8, but now you're working and still making less money than what Section 8 is paying you, then yeah, don't do that. I think Section 8 is a benefit in the fact that you can, I know it's difficult, but you can be going to school or doing something, starting a business, something you can grow or work on while your rent is being mostly paid, while you're getting food stamps. It gives you a chance. But it's people out here, make no mistake about it, it's people out here who don't have Section 8 or no government assistance and can't get it, and they're hungry too. And they need a car, and they got to bum away to work every day. And they got to do this, they got to do that until they can get to a point where they can do it on their own, and they don't have no assistance. They don't have no assistance. And yes, go get your nursing degree and get your first job and make, I'm going to just say, I use this, when I say this number, I say $85,000 a year for your first job, is because I know somebody whose first job was $85,000 or $87,000, first nursing position. The second one, 6 months later, After 6 months of experience was like 95, 97,000, something like that. And it was well into six figures once you factor in overtime and stuff like that. So like, when I say this, these are things that are possible that I witnessed people do already. This is not a question. This is not a guess. I'm not guessing here. I know this is actually something that happened. So when I'm saying you can work on your stuff until you get a career that pays more than what Section 8 is paying. But it is a gift. People are upset with Section 8. Imagine not getting it. And if the requirement is that this grown man has to stay next door or across the street, and he might be a little struggling, and you want him to move in and because it's extra money for you, that's not what that benefit is for. It's not what it's for. I'm sorry. That ain't what it is there for. Oh man, here go the bots. The bots have started. I'll get rid of this thing. I'll use it from channel. Okay. Let's see if that worked. But yeah, so yeah, like that's not what those benefits are for. All right. Those benefits is not for you to start a savings account and get $2,000 saved so you can get your nail tech license or something. It's not what it's for. It's not for that. You hopefully you get child support or something like that, but that's not what Section 8 is for. It's not for you to get a savings account started. That's not what it's for. And if you're fortunate enough to start a save and do stuff like that, that's great. That's not what it's for though. It's people out here working and making $45,000 and they paying $1,700 a month in rent, and they got a car note that they got, a car that's broke down on, and they got to get it fixed, and they got a car note, they got all kind of stuff. They got daycare to pay, and they not able to save. After they pay all their bills, they got $25 left. They not able to save nothing, and they not doing nothing wrong. They just trying to live out here, and they don't get nothing. They don't get no assistance, and they doing it. Yeah, they want some more money too. And they looking for something else, but they doing it, and they not getting no benefit. You have a benefit. Use it. Stop being lazy. I know people hate when I say lazy. Stop being lazy. Stop looking like you're a victim. We are victims. We're all victims. That's why you got to stop acting like you a victim, because we all victims. Let's get this money. You cannot tell me y'all want to really get this money when I can come down I can get out of my king size bed and I can outwork you when I ain't got to. You can't let me outwork you, but you let me outwork you. When you are in a situation, you got to be fighting for survival. Like y'all, look, y'all probably can tell. Based on how long you have to get mods, and we can remove them and place them in timeout. Yeah, somebody got to show me how to do these mods. I'm gonna have to figure out this mod thing so I can block these folks or whatever. But yeah, man, like we gotta start like looking at ourselves. Like we ain't got enough accountability for our people. Like we ain't got enough accountability. And when I say our people, I don't even mean black people. I don't even mean that. I don't even mean minorities. I mean people who come from the bottom. I was in the bottom with all sorts of people. It was Hispanics and whites, blacks. Everybody was in the bottom. It's people. It's a bottom for every race, and a lot of the same issues that plague our culture plague other cultures that's on the bottom. You know, so it's a mentality shift. You have to change your mentality. People keep talking to me about school. Is school a good investment or whatever? Yes, school is a good investment if you do it right. If you go to school and you go to school the right way, you get the right degree, school is a benefit. If you go to school with the understanding that I am going to school and I already know it's a career that I want to do or picked out, I maybe either shadowed somebody or I heard this pays a lot of money or I've done the research before I even went to school and I figured out this would be the best chain of action. You figure that out, then you go to school for it. You don't go to school to get a psychology degree, and you don't plan on being a psychologist, a psychiatrist, some kind of a counselor or something like that. You're going to get a psychology degree because it sounds like an interesting subject. We don't come from, if you're from the bottom, you don't have the luxury of going to school as a luxury. You do not have the luxury to go to school because you think the subject is interesting. That is not why people go to school, unless they got money and they can afford the luxury. You don't go to school to get a criminal justice degree and not plan on working in law enforcement, become a lawyer or something like that. You don't go get a criminal justice degree and you're want to be a barista. You don't go get a criminal justice degree and you working at Verizon. You don't do that. It makes no sense. Go get something else. Go get something else that's in your field that one of you actually plan to be in. Do not, and then understand, if you do go get a psychology degree and you want to be a psychologist, understand what it takes to become a psychologist or a psychiatrist or whatever. Understand what that is. Understand how much school there is. Understand it's just clinicals and doctorates and all that kind of stuff. It don't stop at associate's degree. But you need to figure out all of this and how much it pays if you coming from the bottom. We don't have the luxury to just be playing in school. We don't got that. But I know it's hard to focus. Look, I know. I got a GED. Nigga, man, can't tell me nothing about school. I got a GED out of high school, and because of my high school had a program where all the schools in Tallahassee had different programs. Godby High School had the PAWS program. And if you was a student and you wasn't doing well in school, you could take the PAWS. You can go into the PAWS program at Godby, and if you'll go take the GED test, and as long as you was enrolled at Godby, you will get both a high school diploma from Godby and you'll get a GED. Well, you pass the GED the same day, but so I walked with my high school class. I got a GED from the state, and I still got my high school diploma. Now, my GPA was like a 0.25 GPA, and you got to have at least a 2.0 to graduate. So I did not graduate based off of my GPA and my grades and none of that. I barely went to school. I graduated because I took the GED test, and I was still enrolled as a student at Godby High School. I then went and enrolled at TCC, Tallahassee Community College. I'm telling you, this is how messed up I was in the head. I enrolled at Tallahassee Community College because I found out that the Moon in Tallahassee, the club, the Moon, had a college night. And I think it's $5 with your college ID. So I enrolled in college so that I can get in the club for $5 cheaper. I never went to class. Just went down there and they said, Pell Grant, pay for it. I signed up. Cool. Went down there, got me a little ID. I was signing up to take judo. I didn't pass judo. I didn't go to the class. It's never. So I did all of that. Then I went to in the military. Do everything good. I'm in the military. Come home. I'm going to try and go back to school. Went back to school, wasn't focused, still in the streets. Go back to school, went to school in Macon, Georgia, at Central Georgia Tech. I ain't do shit. Same kind of mentality. I ain't doing this right. I ain't passed any of those classes. I kept enrolling, and I was getting the money from the GI Bill, and I wasn't passing none of the classes. I was just getting that money. And so when it was like, dang, I really, now as I got older, it's like, dang, I really hadn't had a clear path of what success was or where the money really was. And I took a class, after I'm like, what, I need to just take some. I need to get back in school or something. I'm in the military. So I wasn't like short on money. I was just like, you know what? I'm in the military. Let me go down here and take this class. I'm going to see what macroeconomics is about. And I met a CPA in that class. He was our teacher. And he taught me about accounting. And he told me, you should definitely be an accountant. The way you look at money, I said, I don't know what that is. I had no idea. And I had been being told I should be an accountant all my life. I had no idea what it was. No idea. So I became an accountant. And, he helped me get on that path. And he showed me how much money you can make as an accountant. And as a matter of fact, hold on, I'm gonna post that in this chat. Hold on, I'm gonna find this. Oh yeah, I'm just seeing all these messages. Hold on, let me read it. All right, hold on. I came across your channel about 2 years ago when I was finishing up my accounting and finance degrees. I work as a business analyst now. I make $75K living in South Carolina. I hear you, bro. That's Jerome Bigby. That's what I'm talking about. Let me see. Can I pin this? Yup. Pinned you to the top, bro. That's dope. All right, so let me see what Brandon Hill says. What's up, bro? Currently a 100% scheduled disability. Okay, I currently don't have to pay any property tax in the state of Texas. That's dope. Is it possible to get a fourplex with a VA loan and not have to pay property taxes on fourplex because I live in one unit? Yes. Yes, it is. It is absolutely possible. It's absolutely. Go to settings. Okay. I got to check that out. I got to do that. Click on my face. Wonder if I can do that right now. Click on my face. Oh, no, I don't want to do it on here. I might mess some up. But, yeah, I appreciate that. Okay. All right. Yo, that's dope. So, anyway, so then I'm like, yo, I'm 30-something, 31. Like, yo, I really need to get back in school. And he showed me how much money you can make at the Big Four. And, matter of fact, yeah, that's what I was supposed to be doing. See if I can find the link that I had saw. And he showed me this link. And Big Four, I typed in, so look up Big Four accounting salary going concern. And if you scroll down, I found the link right here. If you scroll down, you'll see how much money it says Big Four accountants make. And he was like, yo, and you don't need a CPA. You don't need none of that, even though he has a CPA. And he was telling me that he worked for the Koch brothers and stuff like that. People who we learned about in class. And he was like, yeah, they live here in Wichita. So I used to work for their company and this and that. So I just dropped the link to the website he one of the websites that we looked at. And it said, let me read it to you that way, because maybe you ain't able to look at it. But it says that it said year one accountants at 23 years old start at, this is for Big Four accounting. So it's 4 major accounting firms. And so it said Big Four accounting, year one, they make $50,000. And this was years ago. It's probably more than that now, I'm sure. They started at $50,000 at 23 years old, making $50,000. Then year 2 was $58,000. Year 3 was $68,000. Year 4, at 26 years old, it says $80,066. At 27 years old, it says you'll be making $93,000 in year 5. And then it says year 6, you'll be 28 years old and you'll be making $109,590. Then it says year. Yeah, okay. So then year 7, 128, 213, and that's year 7 at 29 years old. So then at year 8, you'll be 30 years old and you'll be making $150,000. All right. So at year 9, you'll be 31 years old and you'll be making $175,490. At year 10, at 32 years old, you'll be making $205,000. That's year 10. All right. keeps going. Year 11, at year 11, you'll be in your last step before you become a manager. Before you become a partner, you'll be a senior manager in year 11 at 33 years old, making $240,000. And then year 12, you become a partner where you start sharing in the profits. At year 12, you'll be 34 years old, making $281,000 a year. At year 13, you'll be 35 years old, making $328,000. Year 14, you'll be 36, making $384,638. Year 15, you'll be a senior partner at 37, my age right now, making $450,000 to $3 million a year. But the chart base is 450. So when he showed me those numbers, it was like, this is the path that I've been looking for. These are the kind of numbers I can get behind. I can't get behind, it's only so, if you show me a salary cap of 50,000 or 60,000 on a career, that's, at the time it was okay, but it wasn't the 450, it wasn't the 205,000, and all you had to have was a bachelor's degree and get your CPA, because that's public accounting, right? But then I started discovering, so this is what sent me down the path of accounting, was seeing this. I saw numbers, I understood this. So it gave me a direction. But I ended up walking away from it. Not walking away from it, but I started learning about other types of accounting. When I went and worked at the VA as a work study, I started discovering other things you could do. Yo, Rob, what's popping? Rob 15798, what's good? What's popping, gang? Yeah, so that's what sent me down the path of accounting. And then after that, I started discovering other areas that you could do in accounting. And I started getting really passionate about the field. And I had a laser focus. And I finished 2 degrees in 2.5 years. I finished an associate's degree in healthcare management and my bachelor's degree in accounting in 2.5 years. In 2.5, if you laser focus, you could do it. I'd taken 6 classes at the time. It was crazy. I ain't gonna lie, it was crazy. All right. I wouldn't suggest anybody do what I did, but I'm gonna work. I was not getting straight A's now. I just needed to pass. So somebody who got a GED in high school now has 2 college degrees and is working above a PhD level, because a year as a GS9 is equivalent to a PhD, right? So I passed that. So I'm working in a position that is above PhD. Now I'm the kid who got the GED, right? That's how far my mind had to shift, but I'm in control of that. So can't nobody tell me nothing about none of that, because I was worse than most people would ever be. And I have PTSD, and I had to use disability services to get through college. But it exists, and I use the benefit. So yes, if you go on Section 8, use the benefit and get better than that. If you want to get better than that, if you don't want to go make $90,000 a year, that's on you. You don't want to be in a position you make $90,000, that's fine. Then stay on Section 8. Just don't complain about it. Just understand you're the one controlling it. They ain't controlling it. You are. But yeah, let me see what y'all got going on. Oh yeah, so where y'all checking in from? Okay, I see somebody in Tennessee. Where y'all all coming in from? Oh, I see South Carolina. Yeah, so where everybody from? And has everybody hit the like button? Y'all could smash that like button for me, gang. You hear me? But yeah, man, if you know somebody who need to see this video, man, please share that video with them. Because we need to get this message out, man. We got to get this message out, because it's too many people playing the victim role, man. There's so much money out here, y'all have no idea. And as an adult who's been through a lot, it's hard for me to find sympathy for a lot. I cannot find too much. It's difficult. I ain't gonna lie. It's difficult for me to be sympathetic to a lot of stuff. Is that my fault or is that somebody else's fault? I don't know. It's just difficult. You gotta think. Been through a lot. How I'm supposed to, how I'm supposed to be sympathetic? I literally grew up with people who are in prison for murder and stuff like that. I've seen a lot. There's been a lot going on, you know? I got first cousins still in there doing life. You know? So it's like, what more do you want? You know? You have the opportunity. There are people who, when I hear people say, oh man, it's so hard, like this country's against us. Bruh, it's people who drown trying to get over here because the United States is so sweet compared to other places. Some other places, not everywhere, but some other places, it is so sweet that it is worth fighting an ocean current to get here on a toothpick style boat that may not survive a strong wind, and I might not make it. But if I just touch that land, if I just get there, if I could just get there, this is the home of the free, the land of the brave, all that. This is what they make songs about. This is what they dream about, making it to America. You were born here. And you sitting on assistance, or you sitting around moping, saying that it ain't no opportunity and I ain't tried. And I got people who I be talking to, and I'm telling you, this how they be saying, man, I ain't tried, man. I done applied for jobs. I don't know why you be, bro, I done applied for jobs. Why you so hard on me? I said, so how many jobs you applied for? About 3 all week. You been here a week. I seen you a week, and you applied for 3 jobs. Yeah, that's about right. So you trying to tell me you did everything you could do? No, I probably could have did a little more. Yeah. When you done did it all, then I want to hear you say, man, I done did everything in this world. I done made every call. I done filled out every application. And they got it so easy now. You just click a button. I ain't even talking about that. I'm talking about I was writing paragraphs, putting cover letters, 20 jobs a day. I'm typing up cover letters. I ain't getting none of them. You know what I'm saying? But I still went, man, I applied for 20 jobs. I still wasn't doing that. What is wrong with us? When did this become cool? It's like, you know, when music changed, right? Like, it was like, when I grew up, it was money getting music. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? We trying to get some money. Everybody trapping, everybody hustling. That's what we doing. That's on the music. Now everybody using drugs. Everybody using drugs. And making music about how broke they is when they, you know, they ain't broke no more, but they was broke when, you know. So it's like, let's get this money. What happened to that? What happened to the motivation? So let's get out here and make something happen. Oh, rent due? Hey man, I'm about to get out here and get it. What happened to that? Instead, oh man, rent due. I don't know what to do. I'm going crazy. Like, I'm stressed out. Like, somebody please help me. What happened? Like, what happened? We was grinding. And it's okay to ask for help. But when we feel like the world is just hopeless and we, you know what I mean? Man, it's so much money out here. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand if anybody got some time, they need to take a time out, mental health, got to get your mental health right. I get it. But when we got kids, we got clothes, we got this, we got that, it's not I got to shut down. You can't shut down. We can't afford to shut down. We got to get this money. Let's be motivated. Let's go out here. Let's get it. It's too much out here. Way too much. Okay. Poland. What? Man, we got Poland in here, man. What? Brandon Hill out there in Poland. That's crazy. Okay. L.A. Rob in L.A. You inspired me to enroll in accounting. That's what's up, bro. Doing a B4 internship right now. Dang, that's crazy, bro. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Shout out to you, Rob. All right. Good job, Rob. It'll pay off for sure. Jerome said it. Yeah, money getting music. Yeah, everybody was rapping about getting money. Nothing about getting. Yo, it's like the trappers you know what trappers? They users. They users. You know what it is? I think the scam music is now the new trap music. You know what I'm saying? It's like the new, cause they got like these quote unquote scam rappers. And I'm like, what's a scam? Like, why is that a new genre? Like I didn't, but I think they're like the new trap rappers or whatever because they get money. But you get money. Yeah, they talk about how much lean and how much drugs they got in their system and stuff. Like they literally saying, I got so many drugs in my system right now. Like what? Why are you doing this? Like why are you bragging? I don't remember people like bragging. Like, you know, people talk about marijuana, you know what I mean? But, you know, whenever somebody had a problem with like coke, heroin, or something like that, they used to be like, yeah, man, yeah, I got a little problem. Now they're like, boy, I'm on that bad, boy, we all over there, boy. Like they brag about it. It's a crazy, crazy different world. And yeah, our generation taught you how to sell dope. This generation teach you how to use it. Right, that's fact. Yeah. Thanks, bro. I could never imagine I'd be in such a position. Man, y'all making me so proud hearing this. Man, CSFU, Cal State. Man, y'all got me so proud right now, man. I love this. These guys is getting money. They about to get more money. Let me see. Jerome getting like 75 bands, you know. I pinned this comment at the top. I came across the channel about 2 years ago when I was finishing up my accounting and finance degrees. I work as a business analyst now and make $75K living in South Carolina. And that's big. See when he said living in South Carolina, because he knows that you don't need that much money in South Carolina. It's not like living in LA, you know. You don't need that much. You can make it. And he's on his way to 6 figures. You're on your way to 6 figures, bro. You're on your way. It's coming. It's not going to be that difficult. Bro, I put $20,000 a year into my retirement account every year. Well, $21,500 because I max it. I got to put the max in because it's no other way. It's no other way. I got to reduce my taxable income because trying to get it down, all right? But at the same time, it's still my money, you know? Okay. Henderson, North Carolina. Okay. Just going back and looking to see where everybody at. All right. So Brandon Hill say 190K plus 50K equals 240 for sure. For sure. Look. First of all, you know we on some get money stuff. When we see that's why all the trap guys I know, they be like, yo, so what made you choose accounting? I'm like, well, honestly, it was the easiest transition for hustlers because you be in the hood doing numbers all day. You just ain't getting you just don't know that there's a field of study that would best suit you. It's not because it's not just like math, right? It's not like we just sitting around and just doing math. We're doing business. We're like, okay, supply and demand, buy this, sell this for this. What we got to go here for? How much it's going to cost to get here? This and that. Are we going to get a little spot to post up at? You know, we're looking at all sorts of different things, you know, who name can go on this. We're doing business and we don't know it. We don't know it. So it was the easiest transition, you know. So anytime I was in an economics class and they was like, okay, well, the price of this goes down, so this got to go up. It makes perfect sense to me. I've been on the drought. I've been in that. I've seen it all. So, but yeah, so like, my mentality was completely different. I don't think about things in scarcity. I don't have a scarcity mindset. I don't know if you know what scarcity mindset is, but some people, they look at how much money they got and they look at what they want. Let's say, I want to buy this Galaxy S21 Ultra, which is what this is, the big joint. So I want to buy this phone, but I make a certain amount of money per year, I make $30,000 or something like that, and I'm looking at this phone like I couldn't afford this phone, because this phone is probably like $1,200 or something like that. And if you make $30,000 a year, that might be your mentality. I can't do that, but that's a scarcity mindset. I don't know if I have enough money in my current budget. An abundance mindset is, if I really want this phone, how much it costs? $1,300. Okay. So $1,300, how much do I have to pay per month? Okay, so how could I generate an extra $100 or whatever like that in order to afford this phone? I make $30,000 now, but I really want this phone, so maybe I need to make $32,000, $33,000 in order to get this phone. So that is an abundance mindset. Like, I can get this, I just have to go generate some more money. See, when you come from a scarcity mindset, you don't have the confidence that you can go generate more money. So you stay in that, this is how much I know I have, and I'm not going outside of this. They don't have the thoughts that I can go out and make more. And so that drives the lack of motivation, the lack of interest. But that is all, from the research I did, the scarcity mindset comes from a lack of ideas, creativity, lack of creativity. It comes from a lack of creativity to be able to see something and see how you can make that something else, or being creative enough to say, oh, I can do this. And it's not meaning that you're an artist or anything. It's just to be able to see that you can create something. You can, oh, you know what? I could just drive Uber, make $100 a month, extra $100 a month. It's like 4 hours. I go out there 4 hours a month and make an extra $100, and then I make it $25 an hour on Uber. I go out there, do that 4 hours on a Saturday, or when I get off work, or 1 hour a day for 4 days, or whatever, and that'll give me an extra $100 a month. That'll give me $1,200 extra for the year, and that'll let me get this phone. Or I can go make that $1,200 in the 2-month time frame and just keep driving until I get that $600 a month. After 2 months, I can come back in here and buy this phone. Even though I still only make $30,000 a year. I just came up, and I really did just come up with that off the top of my head just now. But I just came up with that from nothing. And I'm still not really dipping into my $30,000. I just go create more income. And that kind of mentality is from an abundance mindset, not a scarcity mindset. Neither one is right or wrong, though. You can have a scarcity mindset and it's still fine. You can have an abundance mindset and it's still fine. Neither is right or wrong. It's just understanding who you're talking to, who you are, what's possible, and all of that kind of stuff. Because me coming from an abundance mindset, and I have people who have way more abundance than me and are much more afraid to move around and do things that they can over afford, but they want to feel that sense of security and this and that or whatever, but they're super secure. It's just that they still have a scarcity mindset. Still got it. Okay. All right, so I'm about to get up off of here. Let's see. Man, I'm glad y'all came on here tonight, man. Glad y'all came on here tonight. I wasn't even gonna do this. I hope some of my friends don't see this who might feel hit by this. They were like, yo, dog, why you talking about me like that? Not talking about anybody in particular. Maybe I did. But not really talking about anybody in particular. I'm just saying, let's get this money, man. Let's get this money. So I had, when I first started like really doing these videos, I had coined the phrase fast money. And I had coined the phrase fast money because we identify with fast money as a negative idea. But then when I saw that David Tepper, I don't know if y'all know who David Tepper is, but David Tepper, you can look this up. Look up David Tepper salary 2013, or how much David Tepper made and it's David. Let me see. Let me type it in. All right, so I just typed it in the bottom. So David Tepper made $3.5 billion in 2013. LeBron James made $70 million, and the CFO of Google also made like $70 million that same year, right? So there was like LeBron made $70 million, but the CFO of Google made $70 million her first year. LeBron's a veteran, whatever. So her package or whatever with salary and stock options and all that was like $70 million. His was $70 million. So it's like, dang, you know, LeBron has to be LeBron. Don't get me wrong, she's the CFO of Google, which is Google, right? But we don't know who she is. Like, she doesn't even have a name, right? Like, I still don't know her name. But she made $70 million the same year LeBron made $70 million, and she was not the highest paid CFO, right? And so, you know, of course, I'm interested because I'm in the financial sector. But then there was a hedge fund manager by the name of David Tepper, exactly, owner of the Carolina Panthers. Yep. David Tepper made $3.5 billion in that same year. $3.5 billion. $3.5 billion. If you broke that down into hours, let's do the math, even though I already know this number. So, because I'm going to tell you right now, the number is, the number is about 1.6 million, but let me show you. Let me show you what I'm talking about before I even. All right, so we'll say 3.5 billion, 3.5 billion, right? 3.5 billion divided by, so if you work 40 hours a week, times 26 hours, 26 weeks or whatever, it's like about, I think it's 2,080 hours a year. Whatever it is. On average, a regular employee with no overtime works 2,080 hours a year. All right. So if you divided that $3.5 billion by 2,080 hours, his salary is $1,682,692.30 and some change, but 1.6 million every hour for 2,080 hours. So he's making $1.6 million an hour. An hour. Okay. You trying to get $12, $13, $14, $15, no shade. He getting 1.6 million an hour. Okay? We need to understand this. It's different out here. It's some things that's moving around. It's different. Trust me, it's a lot of money out here. All right. Let's see. Jerome said, "At Rob, I understand, bro. Always remember you work for that, and nobody can take it from you. Keep grinding. One day you'll look up, and your life will be much better than you could imagine." Okay, for sure. Thank you, bro. Being a real role model for Black experience excellence. Ain't too many of us brothers in accounting, but you putting the message out there. Keep it up, my guy. For sure, for sure. I'm about to hop off. I got a call with my senior in the morning. That's what's up, bro. Do your thing, bro. Good luck, bro. Everybody on here, go get this money. I'm about to get off here too. All right, so most definitely, brother. Let's keep up the grind. Yeah, man. Hey, man, y'all boys follow me on Instagram at King Casino 1. I probably haven't followed people back yet, but I am gonna get around to it. And but I definitely want to keep y'all story going. Like, I want to be able to tell people, man, seeing these guys come from nothing and go get this $100,000, $75,000. Man, they just bought a new, I don't want to say new Lambo or nothing like that, but they just bought a Range Rover. They just bought you know what I mean? They just built a new house. They just built a house, man. They came from nothing. Or whatever they came from. I don't know what they came from, but, you know, I love that. Anyway, right now you're watching Casino is the Name. Like, share. Make sure you like this video, these videos. Go watch my other content. And this really wasn't even about anything, but Go watch my other content, man. Keep the name alive, man. Keep this thing pushing, man. I appreciate y'all. I might be a little overly excited, but it's not every day that your people go and get some accounting money and they get in your chat and they be like, bro, it's up. Let's see, Brandon Hill says, is it possible to get a, hold on. My bad, I got a question left. Okay. Brandon Hill said, is it possible to get a fourplex in the state of Texas and live in the units, but I don't pay property taxes on 4 unit because I have 100? Yes. I thought I answered this already. Yes. It is possible. It is considered a single family home, and you can definitely tax exempt if you live on the property. See, the thing is, the tax exemption, I don't know about Texas, but the tax exemption usually protects a certain amount of the estate, right? Like it might not, like let's say you had 150 acres. It's tax exemption isn't going to protect 150 acres. It might protect 5 or 10 acres of your primary residence, what's considered your primary residence. But I don't believe that it falls in any kind of 4-unit duplex, whatever. Like, I think you'll be fine because that's all still considered a single family home. It's not considered it's not considered an apartment. So you should be fine. Because who knows? You might live in all 4, but you just bought the building. But yeah, so you should be good. All right. So David Harris said, I appreciate you, brother, for the gym. Stay up. No problem, man. Let's get this money. We're going to all be multimillionaires. You know what I'm saying? And y'all need to get to all my accountants and all my money making folks and stuff like that. Let's get this money and go into government contracts. That's where the real money is. Trust me. That's the lick. The government contracts. Get in that space. That's where you can become $100 millionaire and people don't really know who you are. All right. You can get this real money, get you an 8A certification. I'm gonna cover that. Don't worry. I'm gonna cover that. I'm actually going to a government contract training tomorrow and go check that out. But let's get this money, bro. That's why I was talking about the fast money thing. He was making $1.6 million an hour. And I was like, I don't know people get money faster than that. Why we think getting money fast is a bad thing? If we see somebody getting fast money, it's like, oh, that's like negative. But you want them to get the money slow? Like you want them to get slow money? Like it don't make any sense. Anyway, right now you're watching Casino is the Name. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. And we are out of here.
Beat me up, Scotty. Me and her together, we just count it up. Money on my mind, I can't get enough. Don't play with my money, you don't want no beef. Cause I come from the bottom, I come from the street. When she first saw me, she said, who is that? When a man saw me, he called me a threat. I'm the one that really
You know, it's crazy, right? There's money everywhere. There's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino is the Name.